Hey, it's Jon Cook with Keynote Content. I'm so excited you're joining me for today. And as we look at the different process that we're going to be using for our audience, I want to think about what's the right audience for you? What's the right audience for your message? That's one of the key questions I keep hearing after working with over 1,100 different coaches and consultants and over 800 different speakers since 2016. One of the biggest questions I keep hearing is, what's the right audience for me? How do I make sure that I connect with the right audience, that I understand them, that I even know that this is an audience that I'm excited to serve with my message? So giving you a little bit of context, for our team here with Keynote Content, we have our M3 Clarity Framework. We start with manifesto, market, message. Those are the three M's of the M3 Clarity. Manifesto. What do you do? What makes you different? And why does it matter? What gets you out of bed in the morning? And what do you really want to say to the people that you want to serve? And that's our second M, which is market. This is the people that you really want to help with your message, that you know you can serve with your expertise. And then we talk about your message and the expression of your message as the content that you want to give to the people inside your market. So let's focus on market, on audience for today. When it comes to whether you're a coach, whether you're an expert, you're a speaker, consultant, podcaster, whatever it might be, you might say, well, I could connect with this audience, or I could connect with this audience, or maybe even in some situations, you might have a third audience where there's enough distinction between the three audiences that you say, this is the crowd that I think I want to serve, but I don't know because I have other options. So what I'm going to walk you through today is what I call my 5P method, where it goes, here are the 5 Ps that we're going to use to help you identify the right audience for you and how you can be able to best position and focus just on that audience with your message and your content moving forward. And so the first P that we start with is what I call purpose. What is a greater purpose of you being able to serve that audience? What is the greatest purpose that you can deliver on, saying, if I can connect, if I can get results for these people in this audience, what type of greater purpose does that add to the world, to history, to the universe, whatever you want to say? So the first P with purpose is saying that's one of the more overlooked ones, saying, well, I know I can do this because this is my expertise. Well, just because it's your expertise doesn't necessarily mean that it adds a lot of purpose, but think beyond just what you can do with your expertise. If you can open up 5 more hours a week for your audience, what could that do for them with their parenting, with their relationships, their friendships, their mental health, all these other different aspects? So purpose is not just about the right here and now, but what's the end game with your purpose? So that's the first P. The second one is what I call passion. Very self-explanatory. Are you really fired up? Are you really excited about serving this audience? And how does that look in your everyday calendar? How does it look in your everyday conversations, the different ways that you talk about that audience with the people around you? Purpose, passion. But then we get into the third one. But you might say, before we really get into that, you might say, Jon, I don't really know what purpose that I might have. I don't know what I don't know what audience I'm really passionate about. I'm not really fired about any type of audience. We can hop on a call, go to workwithjoncook.com, fill out an application. We'll talk about your audience, talk about your prospective audiences, talk about your message. What are you most excited about, and how can we get that excitement generating in the right direction to the right people that you want to serve? Purpose, passion, but then we come into the third P, and this is one that I think is very overlooked, is probability of success. I'm just going to write probability for there right now. Probability of success. For the people that you want to connect with in your audience, how likely is it that you can succeed with your message? Position yourself as an expert. For me, I've never been a pilot, and so for me to say, hey, I wanted to give pilot lessons, I want to give flying lessons to people. I've never been a pilot. I don't even travel that much anymore right now with 2 little kids. And there are a variety of reasons where I'm like, I would be a terrible instructor because I don't have that expertise. My probability of success, if I want to say, hey, I really want to serve aspiring pilots, that probability of success is probably very, very low because it's not inside my area of expertise. So the probability factor would be low on that. But we'll get to the way that we graph this out, the way that we calculate this 5P framework. So purpose, passion, probability of success, and then looking at profitability. This is one where it's a little bit more nebulous because there are many, many, many industries, many, many opportunities where there is a high purpose and a low profitability. It is a crime what educators are paid, as low as they're paid for elementary education here in the United States and other parts of the world. It is a crime how low it is, but you are reading this because of a teacher. You are reading this because of an educator. The purpose is through the roof, astronomical on the purpose side of things. Profitability is low. And if you're okay with a low profitability, that's fine. That's awesome. But factor that into your equation. Purpose, passion, probability, profitability, and then the fifth and final P is what I call perspective, or the people around you. And this is not necessarily your perspective, because your perspective is affecting these first four, but what you're looking at is this perspective is for other people that know, like, and trust you in your life, that you know can give you a sound perspective. How do they look at these different audiences and the potential match between you and that audience? So if you're saying, wow, my goodness, I really want to help people who are going through the finances and help them get out of debt. But if you're in a lot of financial debt right now, or you're saying, hey, I'm not in a good place mentally, or there's a variety of different challenges right now, saying like, hey, maybe you're in some type of significant situation where you're saying the last thing I want to do right now is focus on a new audience because I have all these other responsibilities, and it would be irresponsible for me to focus on a new audience unless I've really have these responsibilities nailed down in my life, because you can't put the oxygen mask on somebody else unless you put it on yourself first. Making sure that you are taking care of yourself first before you can even hope to serve another audience. So that perspective, somebody might say, wow, that's amazing that you want to serve this audience, but what about this part of your life right now? Would it be better to say, let's focus on getting that in alignment first, and then focusing on the people that you want to serve with this new message? Purpose, passion, probability, profitability, and perspective. Now, when you have these essentially these five rows in place, I like looking at audiences. So let's say you have audience one, and likely you're engaging with this because you're saying, I don't really know my audience. I don't really know who it is I really want to serve, but I have a couple ideas. I think it could be audience 1, 2, 3. Let's say it's okay. Let's say audience, let's say that you want to provide content with helping teens have better mental health. Okay, audience 1 is do I just go directly to teens? Do I focus just on teens? Or do I focus on educators who are working with teens? Or do I focus on families and caring adults who are taking care of these teens and helping guide them in their lives? Those are my three prospective audiences. Which one might be the best fit? And you could just do an amalgamation of the three, bring them all together, or you could say these are distinct audiences and I need to treat them as such. So what I like going through, now that you have your three columns here, audience 1, audience 2, audience 3, and then you have your 5 rows, purpose, passion, probability, profitability, and perspective of others, then I like to say going through and grading your numbers based on a 1 to 10 scale, but there's a catch. You can't use the number 7. Because 7 is a half-hearted answer. It doesn't really give you, it's a safe answer. We're not looking for safe, we're looking for accurate far more than safe at this point. Because you're say, oh, I give everything 7s, and then you really haven't picked an audience. You haven't picked a target market to serve with your message. So like saying, okay, let's say that let's say back to the example with teens. Well, teens, the purpose is 10. And I would say, yeah, that's absolutely 10. Now, here's a little trick that I found, is that don't grade all 3 audiences at the same time. Grade 1, and then cover that column with paper or whiteout. If you're using something digital, you can change the font color to white so you don't see your scores on that until the very end. So you find out purpose. Okay, starting with just one audience at a time. Purpose, I'll give that a 10. Passion, I like serving teens, but I don't know if I like interacting directly with teens. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So saying, okay, that might be a 6 on the passion level. Okay. Probability of success, going, okay, if I'm a parent of a teen, or if I've been in youth ministry, or I have been an educator, or I've been an after-school mentor, then saying the probability of success is that I know what teens are going through, whether as a parent or whatever role that might be. So my probability of success is probably an 8. I've worked with teens for the last 10, 15, 20 years, or I've been a parent of 3 teenagers, whatever it might be. You can determine what is your probability of success. If I want to start connecting with teens directly, what does that look like? But then the profitability. Again, working with teens is likely not a highly lucrative opportunity. For me, I worked with teens for about 11, 12 years. It's not a lucrative opportunity in 3 different capacities. It's not lucrative, but it gives you an amazing purpose. So again, if you're okay with low profitability, going, okay, depending on your audiences, it might be the same type of profitability across the board for all 3 audiences, and that's okay. If you're okay with that, that can be an amazing, purposeful opportunity that you can be okay with. So determining your profitability, like again, back to using teens as an example, working with audiences of teens or caring for teens, it's probably a low profitability, probably a 4. But then the perspective, saying, okay, whether it's your partner, whether it's your kids, whether it's your best friend, whether it's people, a mentor in your life, and everybody needs a mentor, at least one mentor, every coach needs a coach. In that same perspective, it's going, what do the people closest to me who actually know me, who actually understand where I'm coming from and understand my heart and my intentions here, what's their perspective on how they could see me interacting with that audience? And saying, wow, my partner's really supportive, had maybe some challenges to go through, maybe that's a 9. I like 9s. 9's my favorite number. So anyways, so I look at this aggregate score here, saying out of a total of potentially 50 points, I scored, and now I got to do math on the fly here. Okay, 28. So I believe that it's a 36 out of 50, and if my math is off, don't judge me too much. 28, 36, 16, 24, 28, 37. My apologies. 37 out of 50. I believe the math's right. At this point, math doesn't matter too much right now. It's more about the concept. You can use your phone to calculate this if you like, whatever. So now that I've done first audience, then I just ignore that. I change, if I'm using this digitally, I change all that text to white so I don't see those answers. And then I do audience 2. Finish audience 2, then I do audience 3. And you might be surprised because you get to the end of this, you say, wow, the audience that I thought was my lowest actually scored 44 out of 50. Or the one that I thought was the best actually scored kind of towards the bottom. You know, maybe that's a 33 out of 50 or whatever it might be. And you say, gosh. And what I recommend is using this as your starting point, not as your ending point. Once you've completed this 5P method exercise, then take it to your partner, take it to your best friend, take it to your mentor, coach, whomever it might be, and say, here's what I came up with. Can you help me understand why I scored the way that I did? And you might say, I don't know if I have somebody in my life that can speak into that, Jon. I don't know if this is something that I can interpret for myself or have somebody with that perspective. You can go to workwithjoncook.com, fill out an application. We'll talk about your different scores on this 5P method for determining the ideal audience for you, and talk about here's some ways then to determine and interpret this result, whether it's the first, second, or third, whatever it might be, and we'll identify what are the reasons and possible factors for determining the scores that you gave yourself in each of these 5 areas on each of the audiences. It doesn't cost you a dime to fill out an application or hop on a call with me, but it gives us a starting point and you'll get the clarity that you need to serve that target market. So make it a great day. No matter who you choose to serve, give it your everything, give value in advance, care for people, because the world is looking for people just like you because your message matters. Make it a great day. See you next time.